Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com. If you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past, if you have any video that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Now, if you have thought in the past that cooking is not something that you would like to do, because cooking is too tedious, and cooking is a lot of work, and most of the time, cooking is really a chore that's not much fun. Now, if that is the case, this might be a cooking system that you will be interested in. I call this cooking system the fast cooking system, and it has 4 components. That is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. And the reason I call it the fast cooking system, first is that it is really fast. And it usually takes only about 20 minutes to cook a meal from scratch using all fresh ingredients. But most importantly is the 4 attributes of the fast cooking system. And through advanced prepping, you will be able to cook as soon as you walk into the kitchen. And with stir frying, you can cook a dish in less than 5 to 8 minutes. And with flavor chasing, you'll be able to cook whatever the flavor that you would like. But most importantly, with the template-based cooking, you can create many different dishes using a basic template without ever have to consult a recipe. Now, did you think without recipe, is that possible? And the answer is yes. And the reason that without recipe is that it will make home cooking more spontaneous and intuitive. So you will be ready to cook anytime that you will want. Now, this is an example to demonstrate how to cook a dish that has multiple ingredients. Nobody has cooked this dish ever before until I tried it, and you will have the same experience because this dish is based on a basic template. Now, another thing about this cooking system is you can cook almost anything that you like. Now, in this case, this is not something that you might want to do, but I just love it. I like ribs. But as most of you know that it takes a long time to cook ribs. And in this case, I'm going to show you how to cook ribs in a wok. And this is my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. And even though it's a stainless steel wok, you can season it using my spot seasoning method that will give you a non-stick cooked surface. Now, when you cook, flavor chasing is an idea is that you can create the type of flavor that you want. Now, in this case, I like to have using a fermented black soybean known as dou shi. And this is the type of flavor I always enjoyed when I was a child. It has a strong soy flavor, but it's very different from soy sauce. In fact, this is a condiment that probably has been exists for 2,000 years. One of the oldest condiments that probably known to most part of the world. Now, the fermented black soybean comes in a dry form. So what I do right now is that I want to extract the flavor from it. And that's why I saute the fermented black soybean first. Now here you notice that the rib that I use is cut into small pieces. These are actually spare ribs, but they call it rib tips because by cutting it into small pieces, you can cook it much faster. Now, this rib tip is very popular in Asian cooking. For reasons, it's because that since you are going to stir fry it, you want it to be small so it can cook readily. So I coated the tips with a little bit of cornstarch. And actually, this will give the surface of the tip a little bit charring and provide it with great flavor, as well as wonderful texture. Now, as you can see that I start out cooking the rib first. Now, this is the whole idea of a one-wok meal. I'm going to use multiple ingredients. And the method I'm cooking here, which I call it sequential stir frying, is that I cook the ingredients that will take longer to cook. I put them in the wok first, and then I will gradually add other ingredients to it that will take a little bit shorter time to cook. Now the rib probably is about, I would say 50% done because it's very small and you can turn it and fry it easily. Next, I'm going to put some eggplant. Now eggplant is probably one of those vegetables that will take time to cook to get to the texture that you want. And this is where the sequential stir frying comes in, by putting the eggplant next with the spare ribs. Okay, and then I start to add other ingredients to it. In here, I have some baby bok choy. Now again, you notice that I do not use a lot of eggplant, and I also do not use a lot of baby bok choy. And the reason is simple, because I am going to create a dish with multiple vegetables. You'll be surprised at how wonderful the vegetable would taste when you use them in small amount and mix it up. Just imagine a salad have different ingredients. And this is followed by adding a few shiitake mushroom. Now this shiitake mushroom is kind of special because it is fresh. Most shiitake mushroom come in a dehydrated form, and you have to soak it in water to hydrate it first before you can use it. But this, you don't have to. You can just use it fresh the way as it is. Now you notice that the ribs start to char on the surface. And the reason of the charring is because the cornstarch causing caramelizations, and this leads to the charring. And next, I'm going to add a few pieces of carrot. Now, again, the order of how I add the ingredients play a significant role. In this case, I want the carrot to be lightly cooked because I like the texture of the carrot when it is not too soft and mushy. Now again, here shows you how flexible stir frying is. Now the next ingredients I'm going to add is some scallop. Now I happen to have some scallop on hand, and I love scallop. Now as you know, scallop cooks very quickly, so the best way to do is to add the scallop way toward the end. Again, this is the principle of sequential cooking, that you add the ingredients that will take the shortest time to cook toward the end, so you will not overcook them. And the end result, you can time different ingredients that you add to the wok. So the end result is that they will be all cooked to about the same level of doneness and texture that you would like to have for each of those ingredients. This is an excellent approach. And as you can see, stir frying is extremely flexible. It allows you to cook many different types of ingredients all together in a single wok. And this is something that I don't think any other cooking technique will allow you to achieve. Okay, the next ingredients I'm going to add is some red cabbage. Again, the order for adding the red cabbage has a reason behind it, because I want the red cabbage to be relatively crisp, because this will provide a better contrast of these different ingredients in this dish. So as you can see, using multiple ingredients will make your dish far more interesting. So in this dish, not only I have two different kinds of proteins, which is the rib as well as the scallop, but I also have multiple kinds of vegetables. Last but not the least, I'm going to add some mini bell pepper. They're sweet pepper. Again, I add them way toward the end because I like the bell pepper to be relatively uncooked and have that freshness that add to this dish. So as you can see in here, this dish is rich in not only in flavor, but also rich in nutritional value because of all the ingredients that are present in this dish, make it truly a dish that has a multiple degree of the type of food that you would like. Next, I add some cooking wine, and this is a Chinese cooking wine known as the Shaoxing cooking wine. Now the cooking wine that I add to it, again, I add it toward the end, because if I add the cooking wine too early, the flavor of the wine will not be as prominent. To season the dish, I'm going to use a combination of a sweet chili sauce. And this is a pre-made sauce come from Panda Express. I'm going to use just only small amount of it. And this is followed by some addition Aldi teriyaki sauce. Again, just a little bit. The goal is that to enhance the flavor of the natural ingredients rather than overwhelm them. Now, this is where flavor chasing comes in, that you can adjust the flavor any way that you want. Now, I could have used other types of sauces, but for this dish, I decided this might be something I want to try. And one of the reasons I use this two combination of sauces is because I have actually never used them before in such a way. But because of the way how I think about the rib as well as the other vegetables, my conclusion is that they probably would taste really good. And okay, I think ultimately it's up to my own personal preference how this taste will be like. What I want to show you in here is that the flexibility of stir frying and how you can adjust the order of how you add different ingredients, and based on what's available to you, you can create a complex and amazingly delightful dish. I post a video each day. The goal is to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. And by using my fast cooking system, it will allow you to create many different types of dishes using a set of basic templates, so you never have to use recipe again. So if you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.